Durban, a city known for its beaches, nightlife, and vibrant culture, is anyone's dream. But behind the glimmer of lights and tourist attractions lies a night that shocked the community to its core. A night that promised laughter, love, and leisure, instead ended in bloodshed and heartbreak. Zizipho Gabisa was a 29-year-old pharmacist with a radiant smile and a heart for service. Anele Mbokazi, her best friend, was a dedicated nurse. The two women had met at Nkosi Albert Lutuli Academic Hospital in Durban. Professionally respected, personally adored, they were women in their prime. Both mothers, both deeply rooted in their families and community. Colleagues recounted Zizipho as someone that made the workday feel a little bit lighter. She always had a smile and she was always kind towards people. A family recounts that Anele had a type of energy that would radiate happiness into whichever room she walked in. She was an incredible mom. The man behind the trigger? Lungani Mthethwa, 31, a Forex trader known in some circles for his flashy lifestyle. Friends describe him as ambitious, others describe him as volatile. His life intersected fatally with Zizipho and Anele's on a seemingly ordinary weekend in August 2024. When you look at his social media, you will see that he had a very strong presence online. He was very performative. There was always cars, bottles, and luxury. It was clear he liked the spotlight. On August 20, 2024, Mthethwa and his friend Sandile Chili attended a traditional ceremony in Mthethwa. There, they met Zizipho and Anele. Numbers were exchanged, smiles, perhaps flirtations, but no one could have predicted the trajectory this meeting would spark. From the above statement, it can appear to one that this was the start of a casual connection. But what followed was anything but casual. August 24th, a Saturday, Mthethwa picks up the woman in his Mercedes-Benz. A day of drinking follows. Iced Heineken, Hennessy. They later pick up Chili. They eat, drink, laugh, and share videos on WhatsApp. A night of perceived safety in the company of friends. One family member recounts that they looked very happy. The last video Anele sent showed her smiling, so it was almost as if the family had nothing to fear. She was safe, or so it appeared. In an attempt to exchange comfort for control, Mthethwa suggested they get a hotel suite. The woman agreed, and it's here where the night takes a dark turn. Predators often lull the victims into a sense of safety. Alcohol, environment control, isolation. These are classic red flags that you guys need to look out for. The breaking point of the evening came at about 1:30 a.m. when Mbokazi receives a phone call. Her brother had just been arrested for drunk driving in her car. She decides to leave. I mean, who wouldn't? But it is at this point that Mthethwa became agitated. The moods start shifting. What was a night of fun spirals into confrontation. At some point after leaving the hotel, Mthethwa fatally shoots both Zizipho and Anele. He does so with a CZ75 9mm pistol. The motive? Unclear. The action? Irreversible. A double tragedy unfolds. It is alleged by a forensic expert. 2 shots, both were fatal. The gun seemed to have been registered, but it was used unlawfully. This is where everything starts spiraling legally for Mthethwa. Days after the incident, Mthethwa and Chili both were arrested while they were drinking at South Beach. A community reels, a family mourns, while a nation watches. In court, Mthethwa pleaded guilty, but not immediately. Initially, he offered to enter into a plea agreement, claiming the murders were not premeditated but the result of provocation and intoxication. In South African law, the success of a plea deal depends on several factors: admission of guilt, cooperation, and remorse. But the court must also consider the nature of the crime, its impact on society, and the wishes of the victims' families. Mthethwa's plea offer was ultimately rejected by the prosecutors, citing overwhelming evidence, lack of remorse, and the brutal nature of the killings. He then pleaded guilty without a deal. Digital evidence contradicted his claims. Anele had never ever agreed to anything intimate. Her messages were polite, distant, and clear. Anele's brother recounts, he was asking her out. That's it. We saw the chats. He was trying. She wasn't interested. The presiding judge, Judge Masipa, expressed the loss of two young professionals, two mothers, two pillars cannot be understated. The sentence here is 25 years. I feel that's a bit little though. What do you guys feel? Let me know in the comment section. While this guy has an opportunity to still come out of jail after his sentence or on parole based on good behavior, Zizipho and Anele has been stripped from their families forever. Most importantly, their two children, aged 10 and 12. Their lives are forever altered. Their guardians now grieve while trying to rebuild these young lives that's been shattered by loss. One family member recounts, my nephew cries himself to sleep. My sister's son has dropped in school performance. We are trying, but how do you fill a mother's void? Anele Gabisa recounts, my mom now raises a boy who asks why his mom isn't coming home. How do you explain that to a child? Justice, in the legal sense, may have been served, but to the families, the pain persists. The community continues to ask, should more have been done? Were there signs? Is 25 years enough? South Africa is bleeding. Our women is not safe. We need to demand better. This case is more than just a tragedy. It's a reflection of a society struggling with gender-based violence, toxic masculinity, and a justice system grappling with accountability. Every 3 hours in South Africa, a woman is murdered. Zizipho and Anele are not isolated cases. They are the face of a national epidemic. Zizipho Gabisa, Anele Mbokazi, gone but not forgotten. May this story ignite action, spark change, and demand that we, as a nation, do better. Thank you for watching.